Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're continuing in the book of Jasher, and we are in chapter 89. Then spoke Joshua this song on the day that the Lord had given the Amorites into the hand of Joshua and the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of all Israel, You have done mighty things, O Lord. You have performed great deeds. Who is like unto you? My lips will sing to your name. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, I will sing a new song unto you. With thanksgiving will I sing to you. You are the strength of my salvation. All the kings of the earth will praise you. The princes of the world will sing to you. The children of Israel will rejoice in your salvation. They will sing and praise your power. To you, O Lord, do we confide. We said, You are our God. For you were our shelter and strong tower against our enemies. To you we cried and were not ashamed. In you we trusted and were delivered. When we cried unto you, you did hear our voice. You did deliver our souls from the sword. You did show unto us your grace. You did give unto us your salvation. You, you did rejoice our hearts with your strength. You did go out for our salvation. With your arm you did redeem your people. You did answer us from the heavens of your holiness. You did save us from tens of thousands of people. The sun and the moon stood still in heaven. And you did stand in your wrath against our oppressors, and did command your judgments over them. All the princes of the earth stood up. The kings of the nations had gathered themselves together. They were not moved at your presence. They desired your battles. You did rise up against them in your anger, and did bring down your wrath upon them. You did destroy them in your anger, and cut them off in your heart. Nations have been consumed with your fury. Kingdoms have declined because of your wrath. You did wound kings in the day of your anger. You did pour out your fury upon them. Your wrathful anger took hold of them. You did turn their iniquity upon them, and did cut them off in their wickedness. They did spread a trap, they fell therein. In the net they hid, their foot was caught. Your hand was ready for all your enemies who said, Through their sword they possessed the land, through their arm they dwelt in the city. You did fill their faces with shame. You did bring their horns down to the ground. You did terrify them in your wrath, and did destroy them in your anger. The earth trembled and shook at the sound of your storm over them. You did not withhold their souls from death, and did bring down their lives to the grave. You did pursue them in your storm. You did consume them in your whirlwind. You did turn their rain into hail. They fell in deep pits so that they could not rise. Their carcasses were like rubbish cast out in the middle of the streets. They were consumed and destroyed in your anger. You did save your people with your might. Therefore our hearts rejoice in you. Our souls exult in your salvation. Our tongues will relate your might. We will sing and praise your wondrous works. For you did save us from our enemies. You did deliver us from those who rose up against us. You did destroy them from before us and depress them beneath our feet. Thus will all your enemies perish, O Lord, and the wicked will be like chaff driven by the wind, and your beloved will be like trees planted by the waters. So Joshua and all Israel with him returned to the camp in Gilgal, after having smitten all the kings, so that not a remnant was left of them. And the 5 kings fled alone on foot from battle, and hid themselves in a cave. And Joshua sought for them in the field of battle, and did not find them. And it was afterward told to Joshua, saying, The kings are found, and behold, they are hidden in a cave. And Joshua said, Appoint men to be at the mouth of the cave, to guard them, lest they escape. And the children of Israel did so. And Joshua called to all Israel and said to the officers of battle, Place your feet upon the necks of these kings. And Joshua said, So will the Lord do to all your enemies. And Joshua commanded afterward that they should slay the kings, and cast them into the cave, and to put great stones at the mouth of the cave. And Joshua went afterward, with all the people that were with him on that day, to Makkedah, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and he utterly destroyed the souls and all belonging to the city. And he did to the king and people thereof, as he had done to Jericho. And he passed from there to the land Libnah, and he fought against it, and the Lord delivered it into his hand, and Joshua smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls thereof. And he did to it, and the kings thereof, as he had done to Jericho. And from there he passed on to Lachish, to fight against it. And Horam, king of Gaza, went up to assist the men of Lachish. And Joshua smote him and his people until there were none left to him. And Joshua took Lachish and all the people thereof, and he did to it as he had done to Libnah. And Joshua passed from there to Eglon, and he took that also, and he smote it, and all the people thereof, with the edge of the sword. And from there he passed to Hebron, and fought against it, and took it, and utterly destroyed it. And he returned from there with all Israel to Debir, and fought against it, and smote it with the edge of the sword. And he destroyed every soul in it. He left none remaining. And he did it, and he did to it, and the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. And Joshua smote all the kings of the Amorites, from Kadesh Barnea to Azhah, and he took their country at once. For the Lord had fought for Israel. And Joshua with all Israel came to the camp to Gilgal, when at that time Jabin, king of Chazor, heard all that Joshua had done to the kings of the Amorites. Jabin sent to Jobat, king of Midian, and to Laban, king of Shimron, to Jephthah, king of Shaph, and to all the kings of the Amorites, saying, Come quickly to help us, and help us, that we may smite the children of Israel, before they come upon us, and do unto us as they have done to the other kings of the Amorites. And all these kings hearkened to the words of Jabin, king of Chazor. And they went out with all their camps. 17 kings, and their people were as numerous as the sand on the seashore, together with horses and chariots innumerable. And they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom. Then there they met together to fight against Israel. And the Lord said to Joshua, Fear them not, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them up all slain before you. You will hew their horses, and burn their chariots with fire. And Joshua with all the men of war came suddenly upon them, and smote them, and they fell into their hands, for the Lord had delivered them into the hands of the children of Israel. So the children of Israel pursued all the kings with their camps, and smote them until there was none left of them. And Joshua did to them as the Lord had spoken to him. And Joshua returned at that time to Chazor, and smote it with the sword, and destroyed every soul in it, and burned it with fire. From Chazor Joshua passed to Shimron, and smote it, and utterly destroyed it. From there he passed to Achshaph, and he did to it as he had done to Shimron. And from there he passed to Adullam, and he smote all the people in it. And he did to Adullam as he had done to Esheph and to Shimron. And he passed from them to all the cities of the kings which he had smitten. And he smote all the people that were left of them, and he utterly destroyed them. Only their booty and cattle the Israelites took to themselves as a prey. But every human being they smote. They suffered not a soul to live. And as the Lord had commanded Moses, so did Joshua and all Israel. They failed not in anything. So Joshua and all the children of Israel smote the whole land of Canaan, as the Lord had commanded them, and smote all their kings, being 31 kings. And the children of Israel took their whole country, besides the kingdoms of Shion and Og, which are on the other side of Jordan, of which Moses had smitten many cities. And Moses gave to them the Reubenites and the Gadites, and to half the tribe of Manasseh. And Joshua smote all the kings that were on the side of Jordan to the west, and gave them for an inheritance to the 9 tribes and to the half tribe of Israel. For 5 years did Joshua carry on the war with these kings, and he gave their cities to the Israelites, and the land became tranquil, and battle throughout the cities of the Amorites and the Canaanites. From battle. Wow. I love how Joshua was praising the Lord. I thought that was beautiful. And the Lord said he was going to bring them to a land of milk and honey that he gave, that he had promised to their forefathers. And so he did. God keeps his promises. You can count on it. And as always, I love you.